I want to talk to you today about one of the biggest shifts that I see AI has created in recent months. This is technology for humans. The shift that I want to talk to you about today is how AI has made the ability to produce things at volume, such as art, text, video, and even work being done, has become easier to do. It's become within reach of everyone. So the real skill then and the real differentiator is not the volume of work being done, but that finer quality of the work. If anybody can produce hundreds of images at will, if anybody can produce volumes of text at the drop of a prompt, the real differentiator still is the quality of that work. It still is the bottleneck of creation being the real differentiator. I can produce with a single prompt a dozen or more variations of a logo. I can produce at will multiple variations of a website. Do any of them look good? Well, to my eye, maybe they do. Maybe to your eye as well. Maybe they look fine. But in the eye of a true artist, no, they don't all look good. Or maybe in the hands of a true artist, one of those might actually look good. And that is the differentiator, and that is what we're talking about. Which one of those multiple variations, possibly infinite variations, actually looks good? Which of them is actually one that's going to convert to new customers, convert a website into somebody that's going to pay, grab enough interest that someone will take enough interest in a brand, or look at a work of art and say, my God, that's beautiful. That's what we're talking about. Judgment is actually a matter of opinion. It's not a matter of fact. But the truth of it is this: it differs from person to person, but it's uniquely human. It's not something that can be replicated by the machine. The machine can give us many options, and we can refine those options, and we can drill in on those options. But that opinion, that judgment, that's human. That's not going to go away. And we might have incredible machines in the future, but they're never going to replace that fact. Understanding taste, understanding aesthetics. I think this is a thing that that we haven't been able to discover in our machines. And you can run this experiment. Produce multiple images based on a single prompt. Have one prompt, make it as long and as complex as you like, and produce a bunch of images. Let's say it's 50 of them, and show those 50 images to different people, survey them, and say to people, which do you think looks the best? The fact that you will get different opinions on that is the point that I'm trying to make. The point that one of them might actually come up as better than the others might be an interesting point. But if you were to show that to the machine, they might be able to point out technical things, the symmetry of this one, or the thirds, or the colours used, or something like that might actually appeal and might change and might make sense to a machine. But it's that human eye that would be able to say this one is better than that one, and perhaps not even be able to say exactly why that is. But a survey of many people might reveal that they all think, or many of them think the same thing, or that many of them might think something different, but have a good enough reason for that. And we don't need any more reason than it's just my opinion. That opinion is a uniquely human superpower, if you like, because it's not something that is being replicated at present, and I feel like might not ever be replicated. How does this translate to software that we build for businesses and agents that we have running workflows in businesses? Well, many workflows are simple, repeatable tasks. They're things that don't necessarily require judgment. What do we do when judgment does need to enter in? Well, I can tell you right now, don't ever get your AI to write your emails for you, to write your social media posts, to respond to letters that you might have received. These things all require that human touch, that judgment. Many of us can tell when AI has been writing the letters or the scripts that we use for videos or the social media posts. And you might not even be able to tell exactly why that is. I mean, some of those things are isolated and, they can be fairly obvious, but other times they're not. And that's not to say they're all bad, but they become obvious after a while. You know when someone has responded to your social media post with an AI bot. You can tell. You can tell that there's no soul in that. There's no human in that loop. And so it doesn't become something you want to respond to. There's no affinity being represented there. So in business, by all means, use AI for those repeatable tasks, those things that a human eye might not ever need to look at, like going through your CRM and pulling out names that might go into a report, or producing those reports, or writing code for a script, for an algorithm, for something like that. Absolutely have at it. But when it comes to writing copy for your website, when it comes to writing your emails, when it comes to writing your social media posts, or writing scripts for videos, don't use AI for that. In fact, here's what I would say, don't let AI touch that. You might let your AI write an outline for those things, but it has to come from you. It has to be you personally and no one else. People will be able to tell, they will know. That human judgment, that unique touch of humanity is not replaceable. It comes from you. Don't let the machines get in the way of that. Thank you.